Hey, it's Monday and I'm MIDJA, and this week I got a little embarrassed. And I don't get embarrassed that often. I'm pretty comfortable in my own skin. My kids would probably say that I'm usually the one doing the embarrassing. But I was about to give a presentation, and this is a regular gig that I do. And the guy that introduced me, oh my goodness, he gave me such a huge rap. So he was like, this is going to be amazing and you guys are in for such a treat today and MIDJA's going to make you laugh and MIDJA's going to do this. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was sitting there and I didn't know where to look or how to respond. And of course, all of the audience were looking at me and they all had eyes of wonder and high expectations. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not sure that I can now deliver on this. And so when I got up to speak, I didn't start with my presentation. I firstly addressed these huge expectations that everyone had of me. And we had a bit of a giggle about it and a bit of a debrief on it. And it made me feel better. Everyone had a chuckle. And I was then able to go on and comfortably present for the afternoon. But that situation got me thinking about advice that I was given very early on in my career. And maybe you were given this advice as well, to always underpromise and overdeliver. And I kind of like that saying, but I'd change it slightly. I'd change it to something like realistically promise and over deliver. And now I know that doesn't have the same ring to it, but it sits more comfortably with me because I think under promising can do as much damage as over promising in certain situations. And often when it comes down to building trust, either in personal or professional relationships, it's about making commitments and making promises and following through on those. And so often when we feel let down by people, when we feel frustrated or angry or misunderstood, it comes down to our expectations not being met. So you know what? I expected this and you didn't deliver. And now I feel let down by that. And so in a situation, I think we need to think about how we can not only meet expectations, but exceed them. And an example of this was in 2007, I went to my first Pink concert here on the Gold Coast. So she played at the Gold Coast Convention Centre, a very small auditorium. And Tammy and I went along, my friend and I went along, and we were expecting some great music, great singing. We were ready to sing along to Trouble and 'Cause I Can, all those hits. And probably about 3 or 4 songs into the concert, these silks come down from the ceiling and Pink gets up on these silks and she's lifting herself up and she's twirling around and she's singing, and Tammy and I look at each other and we're like, oh my goodness, we didn't know she could do this. This is absolutely amazing. It blew our minds. Our expectations were not only met, they were exceeded, and that concert had such a wow factor. And I've seen her Pink perform 1 or 2 times since then and loved it. Brilliant. But she hasn't exceeded those expectations. I haven't got that wow factor like I did at that first concert. And so I think for all of us, it's great if we can just sometimes exceed people's expectations and deliver that wow factor to the people that are most important in our lives, whether they be friends, family, or our clients. So I want you to think about, in any situation, before you make a promise, before you make a commitment, firstly, do a realistic assessment of what you actually can deliver. And make sure you communicate that really clearly. Secondly, then deliver on that commitment and promise. so that you're building trust in that relationship. And then thirdly, think hard about what can I say or what can I do to exceed those expectations and deliver that wow factor. I'm MIDJA. Mwah. Bye guys.